Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 7th of October going through until Sunday the 13th of October 2019. It is a pleasure to be with you here today, and I want to particularly thank my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. Mwah! Lots of kisses to you for supporting me. I love you guys so much. It's really helpful, and you have no idea, it's been really helpful in the past 2 months especially, so my eternal gratitude. This is your weekly horoscope. What I've done, as always, I've taken a sneak peek at what the stars are doing up in the sky, what relationships they form, and what energy that creates. As above, so below. That energy is going to affect all of us. So these readings are for all signs of the zodiac, they're for everyone who watches, and the energy is going to be the same, but it's going to come across differently for each of us, right? Because we have different circumstances. Also remember that my horoscopes are based on UK time, so if you're in a different country, then make sure to take the time difference into account. Monday the 7th of October, the moon goes into Aquarius at 3:43 in the morning. You become focused on humanitarianism, education, research, the future, technology. Very disassociated in a way. Mercury's in Scorpio, so you feel very in touch with your feelings, and you may express something that's really dark and secret, just very casually, and normally you wouldn't, and you're like, you know that meme that they do, what did I just say? What did I just say? I can't believe that came out. So be careful with, if you have loads of skeletons in the closet just bursting to get out, with Mercury in Scorpio, that's not a good time to kind of zip it. Especially, it opposes Uranus and Taurus. So today on Monday, it's not playing at all. It doesn't want any trouble with chaos or anything real, okay? The moon also squares Uranus, so that also kind of bumps into Uranus. So also, your sense of humanitarianism, you don't want to lose that because of chaos that's going in. And it trines Mars in Libra. Now, Mars in Libra is pretty mild because Mars rules Aries. Mars is the man, okay? It's the masculine principle. It's the staff of life. It's building, it's creation, it's strength, it's heavy lifting, it's being a leader, it's being in charge, it's being the man, you know? And that rules Aries, and when it's in that sign, it can do whatever it wants. And it's the boss. It's in its detriment in Libra, which means that it's in a sign which is 180 degrees away from Aries, and it's Libra. So Mars now has to compromise. So it's like, imagine like Hulk Hogan, like this super muscly guy, now suddenly serving you tea. Would you like a cup of tea, madam? Okay, thank you. It's just not his natural gig, you know? He'd be in the ring, not serving tea. Like, being really blended in and connecting with the society and whatever it is. That's what Mars is doing, so Mars isn't much of a threat at the moment. The Sun squares Saturn in Capricorn, so again, if you will certain things today, and if you take part in certain things, they may change or chip away at the structures of your existing life. So on Monday, because of the Aquarius, you have the ability to kind of observe your life as an outsider without much feeling, and you just focus on the facts. You'll see what areas need improving and what fundamental shifts possibly you may need to make if there are a lot of areas that need changing. If you're in a situation where you feel like you've hit a wall, like in a relationship or in a job, and you just don't know where to go, in study, in sports, in memorizing, whatever it may be, today, because you have that step back and you see the bigger picture, you'll see how to make concise and specific changes. And if that's everything, then be brave and go, okay, I'm going to change everything because that's what I'm being guided to do, then do that. If it's just a couple of things in your life, then that's easier. You're more on the path, but then listen as well and do that. So Monday is interesting. You really learn a lot from Monday because you learn who you are and you learn how to handle stress and you see how you deal with stress. You can see yourself in the situation. The energy totally shifts Tuesday the 8th, which is lovely because Venus goes into Scorpio. And Venus is Aphrodite. She's love, she's beauty, she's creativity, she's butterflies and rainbows and bunnies. But she's also sex and leather and whips. And especially in Scorpio, she is she's pretty hardcore. She likes being close to her partner. She likes to be sexually intimate with her partner, and she likes to feel things on a profoundly, deeply internal level in your body. It's almost like hedonism. Venus in Scorpio. It's almost like reveling in your own feelings, and it's so intense. And Venus in Scorpio, you know, this sweet Aphrodite, she turns into this Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction. You will die, or if you'll love me or you'll die. If you love someone else, then you can't live anymore. You have to love me. It's super intense. Mars is in Libra, very compromising. So interesting that Venus, the female, is like, argh, and Mars in Libra is like la-di-da. That opposes Chiron in Aries. So if you go the la-di-da route, then you can't get hurt. If you go the Venus in Scorpio route, where you're really like digging into other people's stuff and you're rummaging around in their feelings and having really deep conversations where you look into their souls, not so great, okay? So Tuesday the 8th, rather than doing that, take a big breath and celebrate because the time for love is now. Hooray! Yay! Tuesday is a wonderful day for love. Mars builds a bridge between you and your soulmate so that he or she can find you. And it's safe to accept any proposals or offers to go out on dates or to go on a trip, or you may be offered anything by someone who has an interest in you just as an excuse to kind of spend time with you. If anything like that comes up, say yes, trust it, it's a good thing. So make sure you don't jump ahead, you know, and once you have a great date, you don't immediately plan your marriage. That's the thing to warn you about today. So the best thing is that there's love and romance and the possibility for new relationships in the air. There's the energy to spruce up an existing relationship if you're in one. And yeah, there's the opportunity for a new beginning. But the warning is that don't jump ahead and immediately say, this is the one, this is the person I'm gonna marry, and get ahead of yourself because you're feeling things too intensely because Venus is in Scorpio. It's like, you get your claws into someone and it's just you obsess about them. You know when that love is all consuming and you can't sleep and eat and drink? On Wednesday the 9th, we have the moon moving into Pisces at 6 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. The moon in Pisces is really, really self-sacrificing. It's the last house of the zodiac in the traditional horoscope. So it's about looking at the next life and pulling the veil aside and saying, what is beyond? And it's self-sacrificing and it's not selfish and it's tolerant of other people and it's peaceful. And it's intuitive, and it's clever, and it's wise. The Pisces moon trines Venus in Scorpio, so that intense desire to love and to be loved is now infused with wisdom. It sextiles Uranus and Taurus, so a little bit of chaos may be in there, and it quincunxes Mars and Libra. you're at your best. You look glorious this week. So you look wonderful this week. You look fab. So make sure that people are saying, oh my God, you look great today on Tuesday and Wednesday. You really have the opportunity to look your best. If you're having a shoot done, or if you want to have you want to have shoots for yourself, or if you're thinking of going on internet dating and you want to have proper pictures taken so that you look your best, Tuesday and Wednesday are the best days for that. You feel yourself, you really you're glowing, you're in yourself. The Sun in Libra also quincunxes Neptune and Pisces. So there's this ethereal dream of anything that can happen about you. It's like, oh my God, I'm someone who has infinite possibility and infinite potential in the world. So on Wednesday, what came to mind when I first saw this recipe of planets was a story from Absolutely Fabulous, which is a sitcom in the UK. These two girlfriends, Patsy and Edina, they are these spoiled, rich, hardcore drinking, hardcore smoking women just behaving badly, okay? And one of them, they go back into her backstory, Patsy, and they go back to her mother and how she was born. And the mother was like chanting these things, and there was incense, and there was like a French guy reciting poetry, and someone was playing a guitar and a harp for the birthing process. And then the Patsy's mother, she gives birth to Patsy, and the child is taken away, and she says, take it away, and bring me another lover. I always found that so funny. It's just like, yeah, okay, I've given birth now, I'm ready for another lover. So it's, that's what this reminded me of, because it's so intense. It's very, very romantic. Scorpio is the root chakra, remember? It's our most base, primeval instincts to propagate the species, if that sounds right, if that makes sense. It's to sow our seed, and it's for humanity to grow, and it's to have children. It's that natural urge to be with someone, to be intimate with someone, and to do all of that. So watch out today for excessive emotions, excessive romantic feelings that are borderline limerence, so obsession and unhealthy rather than love. And if they're difficult to read, that means they're on the bad side, that you hand it over to the universe to deal with, and that you don't engage with it. If something is super unclear and you don't know how to read it, is it just harmless flirty, or is it super toxic? If you don't know how to differentiate, then just hand it over anyway. If your relationship at the moment with another human being is super clear, and you love him and he loves you and you know what's going on, then you are winning. Because if you're on Wednesday like totally chill with your partner, then you know you're in a good space and that communication is open. Because if there's any day this week for communication to go a little bit awry, it's Wednesday. Okay? Now on Thursday, the 10th of October, we have Venus in Scorpio, still super intense feelings, and it quincunxes Chiron in Aries, so now the intensity can get you hurt. The Pisces moon, the super soft heart, it's like a puppy with big eyes. Love me. The Pisces moon trines Mercury in Scorpio. Love me and listen to me talk about it. I need love, I need attention, I crave. It's not attractive. You love yourself, love your higher power, get the love that you need from that. It's not, desperate is never a good look. And it's when you're desperate that you need someone the most, and that's why planet Earth is so cruel. Because when you're desperate for something, you squeeze the life out of it and it disappears. When you already have it, you get more. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. So if you have love in your heart and you feel like the universe loves you and you're just surrounded by love, then love will be in your life. So Pisces moon trines Mercury in Scorpio. It's a good day to adopt those loving affirmations and to learn to love yourself. It conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, which is your imagination and even more your feelings, so you can access the collective unconscious in your subconscious mind. And it sextiles Saturn in Capricorn, so this can really alter your personality for good. Thursday the 10th. So there's the potential to get hurt by other people's words. There's also the potential to hurt others with your words. If you're planning an intervention for someone today, don't do it. The energy is totally off. They'll feel attacked. They won't feel supported, but blamed. The best way to use this day is to focus on what you love and how you can work towards getting it, or make your work the thing that you love. How you can work towards getting it. What I mean by that is work towards achieving something and set a goal and start working towards that. Or if you're not interested in relationships at all, then use that energy of love and connection in your work to produce beautiful things. On Friday the 11th of October, we've got the Pisces moon, so still very emotional. It squares Jupiter in Sagittarius, so it bumps into Jupiter in an unpleasant way. So it's kind of like, I want to feel, I don't want to run around and explore right now. Leave me alone, Jupiter. And it sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. It says, I want to feel, and I want to feel the changes I'm making in my life. And I want to run off over there and do this. So the mantra on Friday the 11th, and 11, I'm sorry, I know we have an 11th day every month, but 11 is the master number of service, and you can really be of service to yourself today on Friday the 11th, because the mantra should be, if I want things to change, I can make them change. If I have a problem that's overwhelming, I can hand it over and I can listen for solutions and answers through my meditation. On Friday, because of the weird Pisces Jupiter square, the way you will be thinking is, I want things to change, but to get things to change, I have to run away and I have to find a place where the grass is greener. The reality is that you can get amazing ideas and you can capture them in writing or doing art or performing or music, or actually working towards capturing these ideas that you get, and you actually use your energy to create in the here and now rather than running away and wasting your energy. So Friday is going to be a challenging one. It's going to be showing you emotional stuff that you may not be ready for. If you're ready for it, you can work with it, and you don't have to seek like the grass is greener. If you're not ready for it and you can't deal with it, you're going to avoid it and you're going to run away, and you'll waste the opportunity to resolve it and to let that baggage go. Don't judge yourself. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Sometimes we're just not ready. I went to AA for the first time when I was 18. It took me another 10 years to go back. You know, sometimes we're just not ready. You don't blame yourself. You are where you are. On Saturday the 12th, the moon enters Aries at 4:47 in the morning. So now it's like, vroom. Now it's like, let's move forward. Mars in Libra is still very compromising, and it quincunxes Uranus in Taurus. So Mars in Libra doesn't mind a little bit of chaos, especially socially or in the way things look. You're really flexible and chill. The Aries moon opposes Mars in Libra, so it's me, no compromise anymore, and it also opposes Venus in Scorpio and Uranus in Taurus. So no love, no chaos, no compromise. I do what I do. So you're really rejecting a lot of things in your life that may not just go away so easily. So on Saturday, there's really the potential for major chaos because you're totally not interested, okay? So everyone, first of all, on Saturday, everyone has a different idea of what should be done and how a problem should be handled. And if you're working with people, it's going to be a mess. It's like too many cooks spoil the broth, okay? So if you have to brainstorm and come up with an idea to solve a problem, work alone rather than with other people. People are noisy today with that Aries moon. So you're also going to feel conflicted on Saturday between doing what makes you feel alive or compromising to your responsibilities. And you have to work your way through intense feelings that could result in chaos in your social circle. If you fall in love with a friend, for example, that makes it very likely that there are going to be big changes in your friendship group. So yeah, there's really a lot of chaos between people, and there is the potential for miscommunication when it comes to feelings. So love is in the air earlier in the week. Here later on, this isn't love, this is chemistry, this is sex, this is lust. This is being in lust with someone on Saturday. Okay, so if you meet someone new and you just hit it off, then take it slowly and see if this person is appropriate rather than just going for it, because it may just be a one-night stand. If you're not interested in relationships at all, the big themes that I'm getting this week are love and being really, really flexible and putting yourself out there and being an accessible, wonderful human being. And I think that despite all the chaos and the little trivialities, that you ought to enjoy your life today and you ought to celebrate yourself, and you should throw yourself a happy birthday to me party every day. And it's your birthday every day. From Alice in Wonderland, happy birthday to me, to me. So do that and really traipse through this week, skip through the week as if you're on holiday, because it's a fabulous week. On Sunday, the 13th of October, the full moon is in Aries. It's the Hunter's moon at 9:09 in the evening. I'll make a separate video on that on Tuesday or Wednesday. And it happens on Sunday, okay? The Aries moon trines Jupiter, so it forms a harmonious relationship with the good luck planet in the sign of the Centaur. Gallop away, gallop away. And it squares Pluto and Capricorn. So I don't want to change things in my life. So Sunday is going to galvanize you into action, to look to the future, to hop on your chariot and to gallop off on your victory lap. Hooray, applause, well done. You achieve something and you really thrive. Changes you come up with and implement today will be lucky and successful and will have a wonderful positive outcome. Finding your way back, if you're lost professionally or spiritually or even emotionally or physically, this is the best day to find your way home. So if I feel lost in life, okay, like for instance, I felt very lost when I was 23, I fell in love, didn't love me back. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving England, I'm going to Australia. Big drama, okay? So I felt so rejected that I had to move a world away. And why am I telling this story? Yeah, and I felt lost in terms of having friends or any sort of connection. And I didn't make a lot of friends there. I lived with this girl, she was, okay. I'm sure she cares what I think of her. No, I made a couple of friends, but I felt lost spiritually. This is before I started to meditate. I was like, you know, who am I? Why am I just floating through life? Why am I being given all these years to just kind of float around? There must be a meaning to this, you know? And physically, I was lost. I was on the wrong side of the continent. I felt that very strongly. Not continent, of the world. I was like, I need to be on the other side of this world. I need to be in Europe or somewhere in the central. And I also felt intellectually lost. So you can bring yourself back from things like that. And Sunday is an opportunity, because the reality is you're never lost. Spiritually, first of all, we can't even get to ourselves, our true selves. We do meditations to get to our true selves, to try and understand us. So if we can't even get to ourselves, other people can't get anywhere near us. There's a part of us that's perfect and untouched and pure and in the hand of spirit, and it can never be lost. So intellectually and emotionally and physically, yes, you can be lost, but there's always a part of you that is always right at home. And when you focus on that bit, you manifest that and you create homes emotionally and intellectually and spiritually in your actual physical life. Like, I don't have a home physically because we moved around so much when I was a kid. I came to Glastonbury and the place said, this is home. That's why it's home. Not because I have any links here, because it's home. I just feel it. So that's what I get for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Yes, watch out for the video on the full moon, because I'll go into more detail. But if you want to know what house the full moon is happening in, and basically a full moon in Aries is really about, you're being showered with Aries energy. So it's like, let's go, do this. I'm fired up, I'm psyched, doof. And if you look at your monthly horoscope for your sun sign, your rising sign, or your moon sign, in that order, if I would say watch the one for your sun sign and the rising sign, that's enough. If you watch the one for your moon sign as well, it can get confusing. Someone in the comments really disagreed with me the other day, and he said, I totally watched the moon sign. So if you want to watch that as well, absolutely go for it. And that will tell you what house the full moon is in, and that will tell you what area of your life you're going to go vroom in. Okay, so if it happens in the full moon in Aries takes place in your second house of money, then it's vroom, money ideas. If it's in your seventh house of relationship, then it's vroom, networking, new colleagues, new relationships. Okay, so check out the monthlies for your signs. But this is the energy that's coming through this week. I like it. I like it. I like this week a lot. It's happy, it's positive, but there's learning peppered in. So that spiritually we make sure that we're going in the right way. So awesome. If you would like a private reading with me, what I do is I draw up your birth chart. So I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a rectification with me. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. You give me 10 or more life events, so major things that happen to you. And I work out your time of birth from that. Once I have your chart in front of me, I can really answer any question you have. I also use numerology. So if you want to know anything about your life purpose or love or your soul mission or friendships or money or moving or where to move or what to study or back to school or working or marriage or seriously, I can answer any question you may have. I also use the tarot in my readings. So if you would like a private reading with me, please head over to the website gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to book your reading, or on the front page there's a book session now button. Click on that to order your reading. Like I said, I can answer any questions that you may have in the personal reading. If you like this video, then please hit the subscribe button and share the video online. That I would be ever so grateful, and that would be very generous of you, because you'd be coming out of the spiritual closet by sharing this video. People would know that you believe, or technically may believe, in the garbage that is astrology. I know what people say about astrology, and I I heard this expression the other day. I could give two flying flamingos about what other people think, because astrology, in my work with people, is the most accurate, most amazing tool that we've got. It's so much better than anything I've ever experienced personally in therapy or any kind of... The thing that's been most helpful to me is astrology. And when I had an astrology reading, it totally changed my life. So I don't care if it gets a bad rap because it works. And together with the other divination system and my intuition, I really feel that it's useful. So if you're confused about anything, I'm a genuine resource of information because I have all this information accessible to me, which I can then just pass on to you. There it is. Okay? So have a lovely week. What else do I need to squeeze you and plug you for? There's always something I have to promote or say or something. No, I think I've said it all. Have a lovely week. Check out my daily tarot readings. I do a tarot reading every day. Check out these weekly horoscopes. I will be with you next week. Check out the monthlies and the yearlies. And I will speak to you next week. Mwah. Lots of kisses.